Welcome to the GTAP Tech Talk webinar on the new and improved Genetec Technical Assistance Portal. My name is Derek. I am a technical support representative with Genetec and will be your host for today's GTAP Tech Talk webinar. As with previous GTAP Tech Talk webinars, we have members of the Genetec Technical Assistance Center standing by to answer any questions you may have. Just type them in your GoToMeeting question window and someone will get back to you shortly. If there are any questions we cannot get to in the time allotted, we'll be sure to send you an email with the answer. The questions and answers from previous webinars are hosted on the Genetec Technical Assistance portal, which I will point out when we get to the forums section. What I'm going to do today is a linear run-through of the entire Genetec Technical Assistance portal, or GTAP for short. I'll do each section in the order they appear in the section bar of the GTAP. That way, anyone who is not familiar with the GTAP can learn everything without having to jump around to different sections. Don't worry though, if you're familiar with the current GTAP, I'll be pointing out whenever we hit a section that is new or has some improvements to it. We're going to take about 45 minutes to go through the GTAP, and once we're done, I'll be going over some frequently asked questions for about another 10 minutes. This webinar, as well as the previous GTAP Tech Talk webinars, will be hosted on the GTAP for future reference. So let's jump right in and we'll have a look at the login screen. So there's two ways of logging into the Genetec Technical Assistance portal, or GTAP. If you've signed up already, you can use your email address you signed up with and the password we sent, or you can log in using the system ID for a system and the password associated with that system ID. If you log in with the system ID, you will only be able to see a limited number of sections that pertain directly to the license. If you need access to sections such as the documents or form, you'll need to log in with your personal account. If you haven't signed up yet, you can click on the New to GTAP link to the right of the identification box here. And in case you've misplaced your password or can't remember which Flintstones character you set it to, you can also click on the Forgot Your Password link here. You can also find our contact information on the right sidebar in case you need to contact the Genetec Technical Assistance Center. Now, just a quick note on the New to GTAP form. Access to the GTAP is free for any of our customers and partners, but in order to verify this, we need a valid system ID in the field below. This can be used for any of the systems that have been associated with your company and will help speed up the registration process. So I'm just going to go back to the title screen, and if you want to give me a minute, I'm just going to get logged in here. Okay, so once we're on the main menu, we have a couple of new things on here and a couple of changes to what was there before. First of all, if you take a look up here, we have a top bar that shows who's logged in, give the option of signing out, and we have a menu listing all of the Genetec portals. This is a common feature for all of the Genetec portals, so you'll see everything there, including the channel partner, technology partners, and the corporate website. So the section bar has stayed relatively the same. The only change is the profile section is now called My Account. And if you take a look below that, the first new thing to point out is our Tip of the Day section here. You can view any previous tips as well. You just either click on the View All to see all tips, or you can click on the Previous and Next buttons here. After that, we have a summary of cases that have you listed as the responsible contact. If you click on the All My Cases link here, it'll bring you to the Case Management section, which we'll see in a minute. Now, we've made some changes to the recent information sections below. You can now find links to the most recent articles for the In the News, the Documents, the Known Issues, and the Knowledge Base sections. There's a link at the bottom of each information section to bring you to the full section for each one. Now we've also changed the toolbar on the right side as well. You can quickly jump to the forum or to the webinar videos. If you need to get back to this screen, you can just click on the Home on the main menu bar here. So we're going to move on to our first major section, which is for case management. The first part of the case management system we can take a look at is for new cases. From here we can create a new case by filling out all the relevant information here. One nice improvement we've made is that the search for a system ID is much more flexible. If you type in any part of the system ID, it'll give you a list of all of your system IDs that match that criteria. You can use any part of the system ID without using wildcards, and it will actively change the list to reflect the search string. So if I type in OMN, it's going to give me a list of anything that has OMN in the system ID here. So we can see I've got 2 Omnicast licenses here. And if as well, you can also hit the drop-down arrow here, and you can choose from any one of the licenses that are available in the list here. So once you choose the system ID, it will update the product and the version, and you'll just need to choose which build the software is on. The build can be found by going to Help, About, and clicking on the File Versions button, and this is in Omnicast or Security Center. Now it's going to display your contact information below the system information, and you can choose your preferred contact method. So either office phone or email, or if we have other phone numbers in there available, you can choose those, or you can choose an alternate phone number. This is going to give you a text box here where you can put in the phone number you wish to be contacted at. You can also jump to your account by clicking on the Modify Profile button here. Now once you have the system and contact information entered, you can enter the case information, such as the title and the description. You can set a priority for the case, and if you click on the Requested Follow-up By box, it's going to give you a calendar that you can choose a date from. I'll just take a minute to talk about the priority field here. Generally, the priority level should be based on the urgency of the issue and the impact on the system. For example, if you have a question about changing the appearance of an icon on a map, this would be a low priority case. If a minor feature of a product is not working or impaired, such as the PTZ controls not moving the camera, this would be a medium priority case. For major features not working or impaired, such as one archiver not recording, this would be marked as high priority. And if there's an issue that is affecting the total use of the system, such as not being able to view or record any cameras, then that would be a critical case. As well, if you have any files to attach to the case, such as logs or screenshots, you can click on the attachment links down here. And once you're done, just click on the Submit Case button, and the case will be created and the GTAC notified. Now, any cases that are open on the GTAP will be responded to within 24 hours. This applies to emails as well. However, opening a case on the web is more efficient since we'll have all the information and we may be able to get the issue resolved faster. If you want to check on your active cases, you can go to the Current Cases section. On the left side, we have the Case Browser, where you can choose to view your cases, which are the ones where you are the responsible contact, or any case for your company. You can also sort them based on the case number, title, or creation date. Clicking on a case in the Case Browser brings up the information for that case in the center tile here. So I'm just going to click on one here that I've got in progress, just for an example. The information is broken up into several categories. And you can unhide or hide the categories by clicking on the title bar. Now, if you want to see more information in the case history, just double-click on an entry to bring up the details. On the right side, we have our Actions bar, where we can update, solve, or escalate a case, as well as request a callback on this current case. If you're not the responsible contact for the case, you will need to hit the Take Ownership button before you'll be able to do anything other than do the case update. So if you have any additional information or wish to send a message to the GTAC member who is working on your case, you click on the Update Case button. They'll get an email with the update information and the case that it's referring to. If you need someone to call you back, you can click on the Request Callback button here, and it will notify the GTAC owner of this. The Solve Case button will request the ticket to be closed, and the owner of the case will be notified and will close the case for you. One last but very important button here is the Escalate Case button. So you can click on this button if the issue has changed and a resolution is more urgently required, or you need to have someone look into the problem right away. This will send a message to the technical support leadership team, who will check on your case and make sure it is responded to quickly by a member of the GTAC. Now the last part of the case management system is to view closed cases. That's right up here. Now this brings up a summary of all the cases that have been closed for your company. I just have one at the moment. If you need any more details on this case, double-click on it to bring it up in the current case window, where you'll be able to see all the details for the case, like the system information and the case history, including the resolution. Now we're going to move on to the system management section, which is one that you'll probably be using quite often. We've added a couple of new sections here that are pretty exciting, particularly the Generate Systems Report button and the Technical Appointments section. But first, let's take a look at the system browser. If we take a look at the screen, you can see we've got our browser bar on the left side here, where you can see all your systems that are associated with your company. If you have been associated as an integrator or end user, you'll be able to see the system in this list. You can sort the systems by system name or company name. Clicking on one of the systems will bring it up in the main section in the middle here. So I'm just going to click on the webinar test license here. And from here we can see the system information, the license information, including the version history. And below that you will see the list of licenses associated to the system. So in the choose version here, if you had previous versions, if this was originally on Omnicast 4.1 and then moved up to 4.3 and then 4.5, you'd have an entry for each one here, and you can check the information for each one just by clicking on the link to the version. Now you can modify the name of the system from the system information screen if you need to, just by clicking on this link right here. Now by default the licenses are collapsed. You'll have to click on an empty area of the license or on the arrow just to the right of the bar to expand it. If the license has a red light next to it, it has not been activated. If it has a green one, it has been activated. You can also edit the name of the license in the license bar, just clicking on the edit name here. Just make sure you don't use any invalid characters. If you do use any, it'll give you a warning and go back to the previous name. Now for an inactive license, you can click on the Activate Your License Now button, and it's going to ask you for your validation key. So it'll ask it for it as a file, or you can paste the validation key from the clipboard into the window here. Now I'm just going to select an active license. I'm going to use Webinar Security Center here. And I'll expand that, just clicking on the title bar here. And I'll bring that up so we can see that better. So for an active license, which we can see by the green light here, you can download the validation key or license key here. And those are the ones that have been associated with this particular license. Or you can get a temporary key. We've made the buttons a little more visible for these options now, and we have two new features, which are the Get License Key by Email and Reset License button. The Get License Key by Email button will prompt you for an email address to send the license to. If you have logged in with the system ID, this field will be blank by default, but you can put in an email address yourself. The Reset License button will allow you to reset the license so a new validation key can be applied. Since we need to keep track of when this is being done, this button is only available when you log in with your personal account and not with the system ID. One other new addition is the expiration date on a temporary key if it has been generated. We can see that we have generated one for this license, and we can see that it's active until the 23rd. Now below the activation information here and the options, we can see that we have our license content, which are all the parts that have been added to the license. You can see we've got our part number, our description, and our quantity here as well. Okay, now we're going to take a quick look at the toolbar on the right side, which has our search options and actions. You can search for a system based on the system ID, the system name, the license name, the company name, or by PO number. In the system name, you can just enter any partial text and it will find the system. For the others, it will search for any systems that start with the information entered in the search text box here. So if I just want to put in a test here, I'm going to look for any license that has test in the system name. And I'm going to see I've got one right here. It's an Omnicast license. Now, below the search box here, we have our action buttons as well. From here, we can reset a system password. We can upgrade a license if that's available. And we can go to the new product download section. Or we can generate a report on all the systems that we are associated with, which is a new feature. So just to give you an example of this, we're going to hit the Generate button, and we'll pick either a PDF or Excel format. We'll take a look at the PDF file for now, but just to save loading time here, I've actually got it preloaded. I'm just going to bring that up now. There we go. So as we can see, we have our basic information, such as the system ID and the system name. And we also have all the licenses listed for that system ID. So if you look here at the Omnicast system, we've got 2 licenses here. We have a directory and an archiver. And we also have the version and the activation status here. And as well, on the right side, we have a list of all the parts and the quantities that have been associated with each license. Now this will be very helpful when evaluating what you have on a particular site, and you can have all your system IDs handy without having to log into the GTAP to see that information every time. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next section of the system management, which is the system history. The search options on the side stay the same. But for whichever system we have selected, we get the history of any changes made to the system as a whole. So if I just choose the Webinar Omnicast system here, you'd basically be able to see things like a change to the system name or the integrator, as well as any changes made to any of the licenses assigned to that system. This would be a good place to check if a part that has been ordered has been added to a license, or if a license has been reset and reactivated. Now we're going to go on to one of our new subsections, the product download section. This is an improved version of the download software button that we had originally on the GTAP. It's pretty simple. All you need to do is select the product from the list and the version and build that you require. And then it's going to give you a list of all the software links available that have been associated with that product. At the moment we have the regular software links, and also we're adding the ISO files here as well. Now both are using a download manager, which really helps in the download speed and functionality. If you need to pause the download and continue later, or you get cut off mid-download, the download manager will take care of that for you, and you won't have to start from the beginning. If you take a look to the right, there are tutorials and installation guides available as well. If you need to see more documents than the ones listed, you can hit the See All Documents link on the bottom of the installation guides list, and this will bring you to the Documents section, which we'll be looking at in a minute. The products and versions available in the Download Finder list are based on the systems you have associated to your company. So if you've never had a Synergist 2.1 system, you won't have access to that software. This helps to make sure that you download the right version of the software you require. Now, demo licenses also count on this list, so if we've given you an Omnicast 4.6 license to try out before you upgrade, you'll have the Omnicast 4.6 software available to download. The tutorials and installation guides also follow the same guidelines, so you're only seeing relevant information concerning the products you currently have. The next system management section that I'd like to take a look at is the SMAs, or Software Maintenance Agreements. Now we've made a few changes to this section as well to make it more useful. The basic SMA information is provided, including the start date and the end date, as well as the contract number and the SMA type. Below that, you also have a section to help you keep track of your hours used for technical appointments and how many you have remaining. Additionally, if you click on the type of SMA, right up here, you'll get a summary of what is included with the various SMAs. And if we take a look at that, we can see that we have a comprehensive SMA, and that will be highlighted in the services chart. One last thing in the SMA section, if you have a dedicated support person, they will be listed in the SMA tab here as well. Now we're going to move on to the last section in the system management section, which is our brand new technical appointment section. Now just for a little clarification on technical support appointments, basically that can be for anything you want to use it for. You have the hours to use for if you want to work on a case, if you want to help on an installation or want to consult for a system modification, you can book a technical appointment. As well, if you know you need assistance at a certain time and you're going to be on site and you need to have an engineer available at that time, you can book a technical appointment for that time as well. So the hours for technical appointments, as you can see down here, they're from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, from Monday to Friday, and we need a minimum of 5 days' notice. If any other time is required, you'll have to give the GTAC a call to make other arrangements. Please note that the hours are calculated based on the SMA and not the system. So if you have two systems that are on the same SMA, the technical appointment hours will be shared by both systems. So if we take a look at the technical appointment screen, we have our SMA details on top, and below that we have our tool for booking the time. Since we require 5 days notice, anything prior to 5 business days from the current day will be grayed out, and it actually starts on the first available day here. Now the first thing you'll want to select or verify is the time zone. The hours below will be adjusted to reflect the technical appointment times in the Eastern Time Zone. So let's indulge in a little wishful thinking and say I'm in California right now. And I'm going to pick Pacific Time right here. So when I change the time zone, I can see that the standard hours that I can book my technical appointment are from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that's in my local time. Any blocks of time that are booked already will be grayed out and not selectable. They will be in 4-hour blocks in case any additional time is required. So the next thing you want to set is the estimated duration of the technical appointment. The default is 2 hours, but you can do anything from 1 hour to 4 hours. You can use the arrows here on the top left of the chart to select the week, or you can hit the drop-down arrow here, and that's going to allow you to pick the start of the period from a calendar. So once you have the duration set and the time you wish to book the hours is displayed on the chart below, double-click on the starting hour of the bank of time, and it will bring up a Create Appointment window. Now, from here you should fill in as many details as you can on the nature of the technical appointment. If you have an existing case number that applies to the technical appointment, please include it in this section as well, so we can take a look back and see what's been done already. Now, if you need to go back and cancel a technical appointment, you can do that from this section here as well. Please know that anyone from the same company as you can cancel the technical appointment you have created. We'll move over to the Tools section from here and into the first subsection, which is on the knowledge base. Now we've made a number of improvements to this section, starting with the way you search for knowledge base articles. The search engine is a lot more powerful and flexible than the old knowledge base section, and we know this is going to help you find the information you need a lot faster and easier. So first off, if you already know the article number, you can use the Quick Find drop-down box here to bring it up. As well, you can use the product finder below that to limit the search to articles that relate to a specific product or version. In the middle section here, we can select any keywords we want to use to refine our search, and we can also just type any search text in that we want to use as well. So if we want to remove a keyword that's been added to the list, let's say I choose alarms, we just need to click on the red X next to the keyword, and that will remove it from the search. You can also type in the keyword field, and it will limit the list in the drop-down menu according to the search string. So once you hit enter in the search text or click on the search button here, the list of articles found that match the criteria selected will appear below. So let's take a look at this with a quick example. I'm going to change the product filter to Omnicast to start with. And let's say I'm having an issue with the PTZ number not going over a certain value. So first I'm going to put PTZ in my search text, and I'll see what comes up here. And I can see I've got 23 articles. That's a few too many articles to sort through, so I'm going to try to refine my search. Now I know this is something I set up from within the config tool, so I'm going to add that as a keyword. Note that I only have to type in a couple of letters before I see my my keyword come up in the menu here. And I can see it's been added to the list. I'll click on search again. And I've reduced my results down to a much more manageable list. And I can find the article I was looking for here. It's KB number 313. Note that the adaptive search works in the quick find box here as well. So I could either, if I wanted to bring up this article, I could double click on it here, or I can go up in the quick find, and if I just type in 313, it comes up with that KB number. And then I just hit enter, and then boom, there's my article right there. So once you select the article and bring it up, basically, we've changed the format a bit, as you can see. It's a lot easier to read, and we've also added the option to expand and collapse the sections for easier viewing. You can just click on the selection bar itself, or on the plus and minus next to it. We've also added the versions that the article applies to. That's down on the bottom here. See all the versions here. And we've also added the keywords as well, so you can see what other keywords we can pick to select this article. And if we take a look on the right side, get back up there, we've got a list of related articles and articles in the same topic. Now, as before, you can print the article, and you can also email it to yourself or to someone else as well. Now, from the search list and from the knowledge base article, you can now see how many times this article has been viewed. And I'm just going to go back to the search list, and you can see the views here as well. We'll go on to the document section now, which works pretty much the same way as it did in the previous GTAP. Basically, you just need to choose your product. So we'll say Omnicast, and your version, so we can say 4.4 for instance, and you'll be able to see any documents that are available. The newest documents that have been added to this section are also located on the right side. Now in the list of documents, all of them are available as PDF files, as you can see, but some are also available as zipped CHM help files, and as well some of them have HTML files as well. So in the next tool section, we're going to go to the supported devices. And we've done some cleanup here as well, and added an additional search to make things a little easier. So basically you can search for any supported Omnicast devices using the version and build of Omnicast, or you can search by the manufacturer name, or the new search that we've added is for the video unit name. So you can just type in a partial name of the unit, we don't need any wildcards, and it's going to bring up the results that match the search. So as you can see, when I put in 214, there's an Axis unit and an ACTI unit that both have 214 in the unit name. So from this list, you can click on the manufacturer name to go to their website. And as well, you can click on the video unit name as well to check on the firmwares. So these are based on which version of Omnicast you have at the moment. It gives the firmware version here. Now if you need to download the firmware version, you can click on the download link, the click here. Now if you don't see a click here link under the download column, then we do not have that particular firmware on file, but you should be able to contact the manufacturer for it. Now also, if we go back to the main list here, you can click on one of the titles and the list is sorted alphabetically, either ascending or descending. Now let's move over to the known issues subsection, where we have a list of any known issues for a particular version or product. You can type in the search string in the search field to bring up any known issues with that string in the description. You can also filter the results to specify if the known issue is active, if it's been fixed, or if it's something we have a hotfix for. And you can also choose the product version and build here. So I'm going to leave it as active, and I'm going to search for AutoView. So if we see that any particular known issue has a hotfix available, we can just double-click on the known issue to bring up a dialog box to request the hotfix from the GTAC. It will prompt for a system ID, which uses the same interactive search engine as in the new case form. You can see that these all have 1005 in the system ID. Now there also may be a knowledge base article that sheds more light on the issue, and that will be linked to in the known issue in the last column here. Now if you see a small arrow next to the ID number, there may be a few more details for this known issue as well. If you click on it, it will expand to show you the additional information. Now we're going to move on to the utilities subsection. Let's get back up here. And this is where we have our sections for Genetec tools, other tools, and Windows components. You just need to click on the title bar to expand the section. The Genetec Tools section has anything you might need that is not included in the software packages, but is developed by Genetec. A couple of important ones in there are the backup tool, the map editor, and we also have the single-click archive player. In the other tools section, we have tools that may be useful for anyone running a Genetec application, but have been developed by our partners or other third-party software vendors. For example, you can find the firmware configurators for most manufacturers in here, as well as the Get Right Download Manager, and as well we've got Wireshark up here. And if we take a look down at the Windows components, we have basically they're tools that are developed by Microsoft or that relate more to the operation of the Windows platform that the Genetec applications are running on. A couple of important links in here are to the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio Express, and we've got the .NET framework in here as well. Now each one can be downloaded right from our server using the diskette icon here, or if a link to the software is available on another site, we have provided that here as well. Now on to our newsletter section of the tools section. Let's get back up top here. Okay, so if you've missed any one of our GTAC Monthly Minute newsletters, you can go in here to view any back editions that are available. You can also see the current edition, and you can unsubscribe from the newsletter as well. Now we got one last subsection in our tools section to look at, and in my completely unbiased opinion, this one is really important. It's our video section. We've moved videos out of the Utilities section and given it a section of its own. You can select either our GTAC Tech Talk archives up here, or our list of technical training videos. The GTAC Tech Talk webinars are always recorded, so you can go back and watch the ones you missed, or watch them again for a refresher course on a particular topic. For each one, we give the option of downloading the video, or you can watch a streamed version in a viewer window here. So, as some of you may know, the Genetec Technical Assistance Portal has a forum. If you go into the forum section here, you can see that the GTAP forum topics are listed, along with the information on the number of topics and the number of posts in each section, and we have a link to the last post as well. We also have some Genetec, some general forums down here, and we have a technology discussion section, and we have the GTAP Cafe, which is a place to discuss pretty much anything. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask or need more information, you can add a topic to the relevant section, and one of the members of the Genetec Technical Assistance Center or someone from the Genetec community will reply to the message. Now please note that the forum is meant to complement the GTAC, but if you have a software issue, you will still need to contact us to open a support ticket. Now one new addition to the forum is the ability to insert pictures in your posts. So I'm just going to go into a section here and reply to a message. So once we get the reply message box up here, you can see right here we've got our Insert Image button. So once you click on it, it's going to ask you to browse to an image on your drive, and then it will insert it into the text box below. So I'm just going to close that to get out of here. Let's just take a quick step back. Okay, we also have a GTAC Tech Talk section. So bring that down here. And this is in the regular GTAP forum topics. So if you have any suggestions, comments, or questions about a webinar, please feel free to post them in here. The questions we receive during a webinar are cleaned up and added to the webinar section as well. If you have any feedback on the Genetec Technical Assistance Portal, this can be left in the forum just below that, the GTAP feedback forum. Now if we take a quick look at the GTAP forum main page, we have some options on top as well. In the forum menu, you can select to view things like today's posts or the post since your last visit. You can also search the forums for a particular word or phrase. And we also have a user panel menu where you can view or modify your profile, put a filter on which forums you will be viewing, and you can edit your subscription to the forums. Now each one of these menus is fairly straightforward, but if you have any questions or problems, please feel free to drop us a line. Now I just want to take a moment to point out that the first topic in each forum is our list of rules and guidelines. If you're new to the GTAP or you're new to the GTAP forums, you should really take a look at this topic first. So now we're going to move on to the contact section up top here. And this has all the information you need to contact the Genetec Technical Assistance Center, as well as we have some email addresses below in case you have any questions or inquiries for one of the other departments in Genetec. If there are any problems with the website content itself, you can use the webmaster email address listed here, webmaster@genetec.com. So now we're going to move on to the last section. This is the My Account section, which was formerly the Profile section. So under My Info, you'll be able to update any information that we have for you, and as well you'll be able to change your GTAP password here. Now don't forget to hit the Submit button on the bottom here once you've made your changes. Now if we take a look at the new section for email notifications, we can see that we can basically select if we want to receive the GTAC Monthly Minute or the Beyond Innovation newsletters. And as well, we have a section for notifications down here. So if you want to receive any notifications about changes to the GTAP, you can change the frequency. So you can either have it at daily, weekly, or never. And never is basically turning this option off. So once you have it selected on anything but never, you can select which section you want to receive updates on. The sections we send notifications on are documents, product downloads, utilities, video training, knowledge base, and known issues. So once again, once we've made some changes in here, don't forget to hit the Submit button on the bottom. Okay, so that wraps up our walkthrough of the Genetec Technical Assistance Portal. So now I'd like to move on to some frequently asked questions. So one of our most frequently asked questions is, why can I only see the System Management section? What happened to the other sections that I had access to? Now the answer is related to how the person signed in. If you sign in using the system ID and password, you do not have access to the other sections, only the system management. To see the full GTAP, you need to log in with your personal email address and password. If you have and it's still only giving you the system management, try signing out, then closing your browser window and reopening it to refresh it. Another common question is, why are there some systems missing in my system browser list? So in this example, we're looking at our system browser list, and we're missing the system webinar omnicast test. So in order for a system to be listed in the system browser, the system must be associated with your parent account as either an integrator or the end user. If you believe you should be listed as either one of these, please contact us and we can look into this for you. One other question we get is why the upgrade option is not available in the system browser. So if you don't see the upgrade button in the action bar of the system browser, either the system is at our most current version of the software, like this example here, or the system is not covered by a valid SMA. You can check this by clicking on the SMA tab. So one other question we get is, where can I find the software links? We actually do get a lot of requests for software links and where to find them on the GTAP, which was a bit harder on the old GTAP. So we moved them into their own section here in the System Management under the Product Download section. And a follow-up question to the previous one is, I have just downloaded a software package. Where did it go? The download manager needs to use a specific folder in order to keep track of how much has been transferred, and it's a bit of an obscure path to get to. But what you can do is click on the folder icon in the download manager screen, and it will bring up a window with that location. From there you can copy or move any of the files you downloaded into a more accessible location, or you can save the path to a shortcut folder on your desktop. So another question we get is, why do I need to request a hotfix and can't just download it off the website? So basically there's two reasons for this. The first one is that some hotfixes have a newer version available that contains some of the previous fixes in it, so we want to give you the most recent one. As well, there may be two hotfixes that affect the same file, and we would want one of the engineers to take a look at the fix being sent in case it clobbers a previous fix that was applied to the system. Now another problem we see sometimes is that a client's GTAP access has been blocked. Basically the problem is that a person has entered their password incorrectly 5 times and it blocks the account until we unlock it and send you a new password. It's sort of like the PIN number for your bank card, except we give you a few more chances to enter the password. And our last question concerns the supported devices. What do the statuses mean? Now, as we can see from the legend on the left side, it indicates what each code stands for. C means the unit is certified, indicating that we have tested the unit here at Genetec and it will work with our software. SD means the unit is supported by design, which basically means that we did not test this particular unit, but it shares similar hardware properties with a unit that has been certified. The last one is TP for tested by partner, and this is a unit that was tested by one of our hardware partners and has been confirmed to work with Omnicast by them. So that's it for our frequently asked questions. If you have any other question we did not cover here, please feel free to post it in the forum or send us an email. So that concludes our webinar for today. If you have any further questions or comments on the webinar, or the GTAC Tech Talk webinar series in general, we'd love to hear them. You can just post those in the forum in the GTAC Tech Talk section. On behalf of the Genetec Technical Assistance Center, I would like to thank you for attending and hope you have a great day.